nice.
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Universe 2.0 Sunstreaker. Yeah, we're going back in time a little bit to take a look at some previous figures that are getting new releases this year. And the first of them being Sunstreaker. Now, as it turns out, Combiner Wars is actually at a slow point right now, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to look at the previous versions of the next wave, which includes Sunstreaker, Mirage, Ironhide, and Prowl. So we're starting off with Sunstreaker here, and I've talked enough about it, so let's get into it. Now, Sunstreaker is a kind of Lamborghini styled car, but doesn't have an official type. It's just a sports car. That's a really nice shade of yellow. All around looks pretty good, and it's very streamlined. And this is I think Transformers was hitting a big stride when Universe 2.0 came out. They took some lessons from the movies and applied them to more of a classics line, and it turned out well for the most part. So yeah, let's take a look here. Now, since the roof is done in a translucent plastic, the top of the car had to be painted. And while I'm not sure how well it's showing up on camera, it is a slightly different shade of yellow than the rest of the car. It's a little bit of a downer, but I wouldn't call it a deal breaker for this guy because it still looks really nice. As you can see, you got the Autobot symbol really big right on the top. And on the back, you got "We Are 84." Referencing that this guy was one of the original 18 who debuted in 1984. It's pretty awesome. But the paint job is nice. The headlights are done in a translucent clear plastic. You got some little turn signal lights on the sides. And on the back, you got the tail lights fully painted. Got the back grille. There is a fair amount of paint work on here. Even got painted hubcaps. I love that. Just love that. And this was before Hasbro really skimped out on paint. Well, maybe not so much, but you know, it is painted pretty well. And as you see on the top, you got that nice little engine block, which is trademark for Sunstreaker, and ended up coming with all the US releases of this mold, which I believe there were about at least 5 or 6 of them. Like 3 retail, 3 in convention or collector club exclusives. Yeah, so that was pretty impressive. But yeah, Sunstreaker looks really good in his vehicle mode. I do like it. Let's bring in a comparison, and we'll bring in the mold that's going to be repainted into him, and that would be of Combiner Wars Breakdown. There's some irony here because for the Collector Club subscription service and BotCon releases both had Breakdown being repainted from Sunstreaker. So it's a nice little exchange there. Now we got Breakdown being repainted into Sunstreaker. As you can see, with the way the engine block works on, like the hand-foot kind of thingy works. Sorry, a little lost for words there, but the way it looks out, it'll actually become the engine block, which is again trademark for Sunstreaker. And this one's a little more Lamborghini-like, so it might actually go better for him than this mold does. Um, we'll have to wait and see, but there, it's something to look forward to. So why don't we get him into robot mode and see how he looks there. Okay, now that we have Sunstreaker in robot mode, he is looking really good. And I do like this figure quite a bit. And it's back from the day when there wasn't a lot of shell forming. There was some here and there, of course, but this guy was mostly not shell forming, so he's actually pretty cool with that. And most of the parts of the car really do become the robot. Like the legs are actually made of the back of the car. You get the idea. I'm probably exaggerating too much on it anyway. But he does look really good in his robot mode. As you can see, he's got a really nice head sculpt, which is a lot wider than you'd think would be possible with this. But these are actually spring-loaded, so they can compress and fit into the crevice that they go into real easy. Like this. You can see there's a bit of automorph here, which is pretty cool. I do like that gimmick, even though I caused them to lose balance for a moment. But yeah, that gimmick's pretty cool. And also the engine block can peg into his back to again recreate a nice G1 look, which is appreciated. Now for his weapons, he does have a little gun that is actually made of his exhaust pipes from the vehicle mode. So the weapons do store in the vehicle mode, which is good. Pretty easy to peg that on. And all in all, he's really nice looking. I think they did a really good job. Another nice thing is that the thighs actually have translucent blue bits in them, which help break up the gray or the silver, whatever you want to call it. And it looks good. Okay, I've been saying it looks good enough here. Okay, time for articulation. So let's see. We got a ball jointed head. Really good range of motion there. Real nice. Got in and out at the shoulders due to transformation. Got ball jointed shoulders. A nice bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. That is awesome. Get some real nice poses with that. You have a wrist swivel. Although if he's holding the gun, it might shake it loose real easy. You have a waist joint. Yeah, that comes off easy sometimes too. You have a waist joint, which is very vital to a transformation feature this guy has, or this mold has more specifically. Got a nice little knee joint, 90 degrees, thigh swivel, and ball jointed ankles, and a pivot that's separate from the ball joint. So you can get him in a few nice wide-legged stances and keep his feet on the ground. And you can strike a pose and talk about how beautiful he looks, because that's something that he always did. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, this should be angled down a little bit. Yeah, looks pretty nice. Now for comparisons, this is going to go into the gimmick I was talking about real quick. Let's bring in his brother and mold mate. Henkei Sideswipe. And yeah, this is the Japanese Henkei version of Sideswipe, but he also came out in Universe with his own, which had his own engine block, but they took it out for the Henkei version in Japan, so whatever. As you can see, they look a little different aside from the paint. And that's just because there was a feature where you can actually turn the... I'm just doing this real quick to show it off. You can actually get two different robot modes just by turning the waist around, which is a neat feature. And just the way the transformation worked, you can get two unique looking robot modes out of the same figure. That is awesome. That is really awesome. And TFCC was wise to make a punch counterpunch out of that. So yeah, I'm very happy that this mold got made. I do love it. So now for the next comparison, which is more obvious, so we're going to bring in Combiner Wars Breakdown again. As you can see, Breakdown's a little shorter than Sunstreaker is. But I can actually get how this would be repainted into Sunstreaker, because the way the combiner hand foot gun pegs into the back, it does form the engine block look. If you can keep his balance, makes it a little back heavy, but it still does it. That said, I still think Universe Sunstreaker might be the better choice for the character, but I can't say for certain until Combiner Wars Sunstreaker comes out. But using this as a rough idea, I'm going to have to give the nod to Universe 2.0 Sunstreaker. Now that said, the Combiner Wars Sunstreaker has not been released yet. So until I get that in hand, I can't make a final verdict on that, on which one's better. Still, if you can get a hold of this guy, which you could probably do at TF Source or eBay, and you'd probably go for about maybe 30 bucks tops, I'd say he's worth getting. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little review and walk down memory lane. This is going to be the first of a few retro videos, so please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more videos from me, and I'll see you in the next time. Take care, so long, have fun, and bye-bye.